Hi guys, welcome back to Doin' Daisy's 50 Christmas Crafts in 50 Days. Today we are going to be making cut paper snowflakes. These are going to be 3D snowflakes. They are so cute. There's so much you can do when you're done with them, including just leaving them plain. I've made a few larger ones that I've glittered and I've put rhinestones on already, so I will show you those at the end of the video. But in the meantime, let's get started. There's two different snowflakes I'm going to show you today, and they are both actually really easy to do. Alright, now to start, I'm going to be making some smaller snowflakes. I'm going to start with 3" by 3" pieces of paper, and for each snowflake you're going to need 6. Alright, and so I'm just going to cut my paper down here. So there we have our initial 6 pieces of 3 by 3" square paper, and for each one on this first snowflake we are going to fold them end from end, so we'll be making a triangle. Alright, we're going to do that for all 6 pieces. Now the first thing I'm going to do with this is fold it very gently in half. I'm not going to crease it. I'm just going to come down and pinch the very center point here so I can find my center point, because I don't want the entire thing folded and creased. So then I'm going to mark my center point. I'm going to come down about halfway on either side and again divide those. And I'm going to then cut diagonally. I don't know if you can see this. This is the crease. I'm going to cut diagonally toward that point without cutting all the way into it. So you can see when I open it, it's still connected there at the center point. Alright, and I'm going to make that just a little bit narrower, but I'm going to do that for each of these points and just kind of bring them so they are about even all the way down. And you can see it's not as even as it should be. I'm not overly worried about that because of the technique we'll be using to fold it. But for the rest of them, I am going to start at the long end and work my way down. Alright, and I do this for each of these pieces, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I have all my triangles of paper cut, and as you can see, when you open them up, you have all the cuts on both sides, and yes, I have all my pieces here. So the next thing we're going to do, and this is going to be tricky on paper this small a little bit, I think, but we are going to fold the pieces in and glue them together, half on one side and half on the other. So to show you what I mean by that, let me get in here a little bit closer, and I'm going to use just this small skewer to kind of help me with the smallest one, because this is going to be the tricky one here. And I'm using a glue stick. I'm not at all worried. Well, let me get this actually on a non-stick pad or craft mat. But I'm not worried about the glue. It dries clear, so if it looks like I'm being a little bit messy, you won't be able to see it in the end. But on the inside of one side of the small one, I'm going to put the glue, and on the outside of the other, because glue on glue holds better than glue on just paper. I'm just going to roll these together and hold it there for just a second. Okay, so you can see these are kind of just being glued together. And this actually, I think, yep, Jot, I picked this up at the Dollar Tree and it works wonderfully. I use this all the time for my paper crafts, and it's just as good as any other glue stick you'd pay a lot more for. Alright, and then what you do is you go around to the other side and you do the same thing. So I'm going to put some glue on this side and on this side. I'm going to bring those together. And I think I'm going to support it with the dowel here as well, because it's still pretty small, and that'll give me something to push down on. Okay, so as you can see, it dries pretty quick. There we go. So we have our first one going this way, our second one going the opposite direction. Now we're going to come back for the third one and do it the same direction as the first one. And I'm just using regular colored copy paper for this. And in the end, you just have this little shape right here. It looks a little bit, I don't know, like a Christmas tree maybe, but you can see how you have the curls going on either side. And now you want to go back and do this with each one of your 6 pieces. Now that you have all 6 of your pieces of paper folded like this, what you're going to do is take the papers so that they're mirror images of each other, and we are going to glue like sides together. Okay, so I'm going to attach these 2 pieces together like so. And then I'm going to put some glue here on each side where the seam is, on the whitest piece at the bottom, and attach those together as well. Okay, and then the easiest way to hold these together is just use a small paper clip until these pieces dry. We're going to do this for each pair. Alright, and once you remove the paper clips, you have a piece that looks like, you have 3 pieces that look like this. Now what we're going to do is glue those 3 pieces together. This one, I'm actually going to put on this way, and get the glue on that side, I guess. And just hold those together for a moment. Until that glue is dried as well. Alright, now when that's all dry, we're going to go back with these other bottom pieces, the larger pieces, and just glue these together and paper clip them as well. Okay, now once the glue has had a chance to dry again, you pull off the paper clips. Go ahead and adjust your paper so that your flakes stand up at about equidistant lengths, and you have your snowflake. Now you can do other things with it, as I said, is embellish it with spray adhesive and glitter. You can use some rhinestones and so forth to just glam it up a little bit more. But all in all, this is a gorgeous little snowflake. And you can see that would be cute just hanging in a doorway, adorning your tree. It's absolutely a little piece of art for you. Now we'll move on to the second style of snowflake. Okay, and again, we are going to cut our paper in 3" by 3" pieces. Okay, and this takes 6 pieces as well. This one is going to be folded just a little bit differently. Oops. Let's get you zoomed in here. Okay, but basically the same concept. The second one, we are going to start out the same, folding it in on itself so that we have a triangle as such. However, we're going to take it and fold it one more time. Then what we are going to do is take the long side, put it up as such, and we are just going to make 3 cuts along the center, following the long side. And we are going to cut from this folded end over toward the open end here. So we are going to, again like we did before, mark about equidistant, and then we're going to take our scissors, put up evenly, and just leave it about like this. After you have divided them and made your cuts, what you will have is, again, something that looks kind of like this. And the initial folds will be very similar. Well, the entire process will be very similar to what we did before, with the alternating the curls. And the finished snowflake will just turn out looking a little bit different. Now, as you can see, these finished ones turn out, quite a bit different in the way they look from the original ones. But again, we will go ahead and put all 6 of these together. The snowflake is going to be assembled in just about the same way as the original one. And so let's get started getting the rest of these folded, and we'll be back just as soon as we're done. When you're done, you have 6 pieces that look like this. And what we are going to do with this one, rather than attach like sides together, is I'm going to follow them around in the same direction. Alright, so we are going to glue, again, all 6 of these together. As such, I'm going to do 3 at a time and then glue both halves together. Now we have our 2 pieces that have been glued together, 3 apiece, and what we're going to do is glue them again together as such with these 2 center pieces, and then this will be pretty much done as well. Just need to be sure we can get these well glued together. As you can see, this one, when we're done, we'll have to straighten it out a little bit, but it comes together pretty much on its own. We won't have to glue any of the sides together. Doesn't look like, to get it to hold its shape. And just play with it a little bit, and we'll have our finished snowflake. And these are really easy to do. They're pretty fun, and think how great these would look if you were having a party. Just have these hanging all over from the ceiling, and different colors of light blues and whites, some with glitter, different sizes. I think it would just add a beautiful party atmosphere. Alright guys, that's it for today, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay guys, and as an end note, I did decide, I didn't like the way it was sitting, so I did decide to glue all the ends together, and I'm just holding them until it dries with paper clips right in the center, and it's giving it a nice uniform shape, and I really like that. So that is all. I just wanted to add this postscript to it, and everybody have a good evening. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share for more, and I'll have more Christmas content coming every day. Thank you. Bye-bye.